Santiago was a shepherd. He loved to wander the hills of Andalusia with his sheep. He loved the open sky and the feel of the wind. Santiago as Santiago. One day I had a dream. I dreamt of a treasure buried near the pyramids of Egypt. The dream felt so real, I just couldn't shake it. Santiago decided to follow his dream. He sold his sheep and set off to Tangier, a bustling port city in Morocco. This was the start of his incredible journey. In the bustling streets of Tangier, Santiago, a young shepherd with dreams as vast as the horizon, encountered a strange and enigmatic man. This man was none other than Melchizedek, the king of Salem, a figure shrouded in ancient mystery and wisdom. Santiago, Santiago. With a voice that seemed to echo through the ages, Melchizedek spoke to Santiago about the concept of personal legends. He explained that everyone on this earth has a purpose, a dream they are destined to follow, a path that leads to their true fulfillment. He told me to listen to my heart, saying the universe would guide me. He emphasized that the heart is a powerful guide, often whispering the truths we need to hear. To aid me on my journey, he gave me two mystical stones, Urim and Thummim, which would help me read the omens and make decisions when I was in doubt. Santiago was scared but excited. The prospect of leaving everything he knew behind was daunting, yet the promise of discovering his personal legend filled him with a sense of exhilaration. He decided to trust Melchizedek, feeling a deep sense of connection and trust in the king's words and wisdom. With newfound courage, he joined a caravan heading across the vast and unforgiving Sahara Desert, his heart set on the treasure that awaited him. The journey was not just about the physical treasure, but about the wisdom and experiences he would gain along the way. As he walked through the endless sands, Santiago reflected on Melchizedek's words, realizing that the journey itself was a crucial part of his personal legend. Each step he took was a step closer to understanding his true self and the universe's grand design for him. Under the vast night sky filled with countless stars, Santiago felt a profound connection to the cosmos, knowing that he was on the right path. Along the way, he met people from different walks of life, each with their own dreams and stories, enriching his journey and broadening his perspective. Whenever he faced uncertainty, he would use the stones, Urim and Thummim, to guide his decisions, feeling the presence of Melchizedek's wisdom with him. With every challenge he overcame, Santiago grew more confident and hopeful, knowing that he was getting closer to his treasure and fulfilling his personal legend. As the sun rose over the desert, Santiago felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to face whatever lay ahead, guided by the wisdom of the King of Salem and the whispers of his own heart. The desert was vast and unforgiving. Santiago faced sandstorms and scorching heat. Santiago as Santiago. I learned the ways of the desert. I met camel drivers and listened to their stories. The silence of the desert taught me so much. I learned to listen to my own heart. The desert was a harsh teacher, but Santiago was a willing student. As he journeyed, Santiago began to understand the world differently. He saw patterns in nature, signs and omens. Santiago as Santiago, I realized everything was connected. The wind, the sun, the sand, even the insects, they all spoke a language. I learned to listen to this language and read the omens. This skill would prove invaluable on his quest. The journey wasn't easy. Santiago faced many challenges.
I was robbed of all my money. I felt lost and alone. But I never gave up. I remembered my dream. I remembered Melchizedek's words. I kept going.
He found work with a crystal merchant.
He learned about the world of trading. He learned that success comes from hard work and perseverance. He also learned that true wealth comes from following your dreams.
After months of travel, Santiago reached the Al Fayoum oasis. There, he met a powerful alchemist.
The alchemist became my teacher.
I taught Santiago about the soul of the world. I taught him about alchemy, the transformation of metals. But most importantly, I taught him about listening to his heart. I taught him that the treasure wasn't the end goal, but the journey itself.
The alchemist took Santiago on a journey into the desert. He taught him to listen to the silence. He taught him to feel the energy of the universe.
I learned about the importance of intuition. I learned to trust my gut feeling. I realized that the answers I sought were within me all along. I just had to learn to listen.
While at the oasis, Santiago fell in love with Fatima, a beautiful desert woman.
I will teach you about love and the importance of following your heart.
Santiago was torn between his love for Fatima and his desire to find the treasure.
Follow your personal legend. Love will not hinder your journey, but will guide you.
Santiago finally reached the pyramids of Egypt. He was ready to find the treasure, but his journey was not over yet. He faced one final test.
I must confront my fears and doubts. I have to trust everything I have learned.
He dug beneath a sycamore tree, guided by his dream and the omens, but he found nothing. Disappointed, Santiago sat down, ready to accept defeat. The vast desert stretched out before him, an endless sea of sand and solitude. His heart felt heavy, burdened by the weight of his unfulfilled dreams and the harsh reality of his journey. The sun blazed overhead, relentless and unforgiving, mirroring the turmoil within him. He had come so far, faced so many challenges, and yet the treasure he sought seemed as elusive as ever. The thought of returning empty-handed gnawed at his spirit, casting a shadow over the memories of his travels. But then he remembered the words of the alchemist. Those words had been a beacon of hope, a guiding light in the darkest moments of his quest. "When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it," the alchemist had said. Santiago closed his eyes, letting the wisdom of those words wash over him. He realized that his journey was not just about finding a physical treasure, but about discovering the deeper truths within himself. The alchemist had taught him that true wealth was not measured in gold or jewels, but in the richness of one's experiences and the wisdom gained along the way.
My journey was the real treasure. Every step I took, every challenge I faced, every person I met along the way, they were all part of the treasure. The landscapes I traversed, the cultures I encountered, the lessons I learned, they were all invaluable. The journey had shaped me, molded me into a person I never thought I could become. It had taught me resilience, patience, and the importance of following one's heart. The treasure chest I held was a symbol of my journey, a testament to the adventures and the growth I had experienced. I have learned so much, more than I ever imagined possible. The journey had been my greatest teacher, imparting lessons that no book or classroom could ever provide. I learned to trust in the process, to have faith in the unknown, and to embrace the uncertainties of life. Each obstacle I encountered was a lesson in disguise, each setback a stepping stone towards my ultimate goal. The people I met along the way, each with their own stories and wisdom, had enriched my life in ways I could never repay. They had shown me the true meaning of friendship, love, and compassion.
He had faced his fears. The desert, with its vast emptiness and harsh conditions, had been a formidable adversary. But Santiago had learned to confront his fears head-on, to find strength in his vulnerabilities. He had faced the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, and the fear of losing everything he held dear. And in doing so, he had discovered a wellspring of courage within himself. The challenges he faced had not broken him. They had made him stronger, more resilient, and more determined to succeed. He had followed his dreams. He had found love. The journey had led him to places he never imagined, to people who touched his heart in profound ways. He had found love in the most unexpected places, in the eyes of strangers who became friends, in the kindness of those who offered help when he needed it most. The love he found was not just romantic, but a deep, abiding love for life itself, for the beauty of the world and the endless possibilities it held. This love was a treasure far greater than any material wealth, a source of joy and fulfillment that would stay with him forever. And that was more valuable than any gold. The love, the experiences, the lessons, they were the true treasures of his journey. They were the riches that no amount of gold could ever buy. Santiago realized that the physical treasure he sought was just a symbol, a representation of the deeper, more meaningful treasures he had discovered along the way. The gold and jewels were merely a bonus, a tangible reward for the intangible wealth he'd gained.
As I stood to leave, I noticed something, a glimmer of hope in the midst of my despair. It was a small, seemingly insignificant detail, but it caught my attention. It was as if the universe was giving me a sign, a reminder that my journey was not yet over. I bent down to take a closer look, my heart pounding with anticipation. A scarab beetle crawled on the ground, its iridescent shell glinting in the sunlight. The sight of the beetle brought back memories of the day I met the King of Salem. He had told me that the scarab was a symbol of transformation and renewal, a sign that I was on the right path. The beetle's presence was a reminder that my journey was guided by forces greater than myself, that I was part of a larger, cosmic plan. Reminding me of the day I met the King of Salem. His words had been a source of inspiration and guidance throughout my journey. He had taught me to listen to my heart, to trust in the signs, and to believe in the power of my dreams. The scarab beetle was a symbol of that wisdom, a reminder that I was never alone, that the universe was always conspiring to help me achieve my goals.
He began to dig where the beetle was, his hands trembling with excitement. The ground was hard and unyielding, but Santiago's determination was stronger. He dug with a sense of purpose, driven by the belief that he was on the verge of discovering something extraordinary. Each shovelful of earth brought him closer to the truth, to the treasure that had eluded him for so long, and to his astonishment he unearthed a chest filled with gold and precious jewels. The sight of the treasure took his breath away. It was more magnificent than he had ever imagined, a dazzling array of riches that sparkled in the sunlight. But as he gazed at the treasure, he realized that its true value lay not in the gold and jewels, but in the journey that had led him to it. The treasure had been there all along, but it was his journey, and the lessons he learned that led him to it. Santiago understood that the real treasure was not the chest of gold, but the wisdom, love, and experiences he had gained along the way. The journey had transformed him, enriched his soul, and given him a deeper understanding of himself and the world around him. And that, he realized, was the greatest treasure of all. Santiago returned to Spain a changed man. He had found his treasure, not just the gold, but the treasure within himself. His journey had taken him across deserts, through bustling markets, and into the hearts of people who had taught him invaluable lessons. Each step he took, each person he met, had contributed to the transformation of his soul. The tranquil setting of his homeland now seemed to hold a deeper meaning, a reflection of the peace he had found within.
I've learned to follow my dreams. The path was not always clear, and there were moments of doubt and fear. But with each challenge, I grew stronger, more determined. The picturesque landscapes I traversed were not just backdrops to my journey. They were symbols of the beauty and possibility that life holds when one dares to dream. Every sunrise brought new hope, and every sunset a sense of accomplishment. I have learned to listen to my heart. In the quiet moments of introspection, I discovered the true voice within me. It was a voice that spoke of courage, love, and the pursuit of one's true purpose. Listening to my heart meant trusting myself, even when the path ahead was uncertain. It meant embracing vulnerability and finding strength in my own authenticity. The peaceful environments I found myself in were mirrors to the calm and clarity I sought within.
He had learned that the world is full of magic for those who dare to see it. The stars above, the whispering winds and the rustling leaves all spoke of a world brimming with wonder. Santiago's story became a beacon of hope, a testament to the magic that exists in the everyday. He lived the rest of his days sharing his story, inspiring others to follow their own personal legends. Under starry skies he would recount his adventures, each tale a spark that ignited the dreams of those who listened.
My journey, a testament to the power of dreams and the importance of listening to one's heart, continues to resonate with readers around the world. It is a story of self-discovery, of finding one's place in the vast tapestry of life. The dreamy cinematic shots of my adventures are not just memories. They are reminders of the limitless potential within each of us. My story is not just mine. It belongs to everyone who dares to dream and to follow their heart.
A timeless reminder that the real treasure is the journey itself. The scenic landscapes, the serene settings all serve as backdrops to the most important journey of all, the journey within. Santiago's legacy is a call to embrace the unknown, to find joy in the pursuit, and to recognize that the true treasure lies not in the destination, but in the experiences and growth along the way. His story is a timeless reminder that every step we take, every challenge we face, is a part of our own unique journey, and that is the greatest treasure of all.